Welcome to the show. We've got a good episode for you here today. So, without further ado, let's dive right in and look at the difference between communications, PR, and marketing. Communications, PR, and marketing. What is the difference between communications, PR, and marketing, you may ask? Communication is defined as the activity of sending and receiving information. However, when referring to the communications industry, it is used as an umbrella term for industries that are heavily engaged in the production and distribution of content designed to inform. If it still seems extremely broad, that's because it is. Public relations, marketing, advertising, publishing, and digital media such as social networking sites are just a few examples of the many industries that are encompassed within the communications industry. In this episode, we will focus on uncovering the nuances between two industries within communications that many mistakenly perceive to be similar: PR and marketing. So, PR versus marketing, the fundamental difference. To better understand the fundamental difference between PR and marketing, let us take a look at the definitions offered by the professional bodies of both industries. According to the Chartered Institute of Public Relations, CIPR. PR is the discipline which looks after reputation with the aim of earning understanding and support and influence opinion and behavior. It is the planned and sustained effort to establish and maintain goodwill and mutual understanding between an organization and its publics. On the other hand, the Chartered Institute of Marketing defines marketing as the management process responsible for identifying, anticipating, and satisfying customer requirements profitably. While both practices similarly utilize various methods of communication to promote aspects of their organization, based on the definitions offered, we can verify that the core difference between the two practices is that PR is concerned with creating, maintaining, and enhancing a favorable public brand image, while marketing focuses on the customers to increase profits. For example, a marketing professional and a PR practitioner might use the same social listening tool to monitor their social media platforms. However, they might be using the platform for two completely different functions. The PR practitioner wants to identify and respond to social media crises before the issue snowballs into reputational damage, while the marketing professional is looking for access to analytical data that improves their ability to target specific demographics through social media advertising. So, the tactical approach. Due to the difference between the core objectives in PR and marketing, the two practices often take a different tactical approach to meeting objectives. In the media relations aspect of PR, we seek to gain editorial coverage, also known as earned content. When pitching to journalists, we must align our outreach based on our clients' strategic objectives. However, we do not have ultimate control over the final product of the editorial coverage, as the journalists, editors, and producers ultimately decide the narratives they want to publish. On the bright side, the journalist's objective lens means that people are more likely to regard the messages presented in the editorial coverage as authentic and trustworthy. In contrast, marketing departments have a budget to allocate towards sponsored or paid content. in which the benefit is that an entire, or at least the very least, a majority of control over the key messages can be assumed. In addition, sponsored content allows us to target a much more specific demographic, which PRs are only able to do when they successfully secure coverage on specialist and trade publications. Let's look at measurements of success. There are a few measurements that PR professionals may want to refer to. Some of these include what we call the share of voice, the popularity of a brand compared to its competitors. Sentiment analysis, determining whether coverage has positive, neutral, or negative sentiment. Key message inclusion, the inclusion of desired messaging within the coverage secured. Measuring the true value of a PR strategy may be a complex process, as the industry has long rejected the idea of vanity metrics, which solely focuses on the number of clippings in press releases. Instead, the PR professionals measure the effect on outcomes as opposed to outputs, such as shifts in awareness, comprehension, attitudes, and behavior. This is something that can often be hard to quantitate. On the other hand, marketing teams are output-driven, as they highly concern themselves with an organization's sales and profits. As a result, there is a much more extensive list of quantifiable metrics used to measure the effectiveness of a marketing strategy. One of the most common measurements are sales, and marketing metrics can include revenue growth, which is how much revenue has a result of marketing activity, right? How much revenue was created as a result of a marketing activity. What was the return on investment on that activity? Customer retention rate, the rate at which an organization's existing customers remain loyal within a specific time frame. Return on ad spend, the amount of revenue that is earned for each dollar spent on a campaign. Ultimately, despite the differences, PR and marketing have a symbiotic relationship that works for the benefit of an organization. While PR might not necessarily focus on increasing sales, successfully building a strong brand presence and positive perception influences consumer attitudes and behaviors, potentially leading to an increase in sales and profits. Additionally, marketing teams who align their marketing materials with the PR team's narratives and angles will contribute to the strengthening of a consistent brand identity. That brings us to the end of this episode. We'd like to hear your thoughts in the comment section, what you guys think are the differences and the similarities of PR and marketing, when to use which do you think can be more effective, how do they work together, and things of that nature. Should be interesting. Please head over to buymeacoffee.com/SamsonKing. Make a small donation to support the channel. Thanks for stopping by. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.